Good evening. Welcome back here to Dobson Field on the campus of Oklahoma Christian University. We're back for game number 2. Larks took game 1 8-3. Trey Ochoa will lead it off for the Larks tonight. Starting pitcher for the Indians is number 33, Corbin Volman. The Larks are tonight. The second game of the doubleheader is the regularly scheduled game in the series, so the Larks are back on the visitors' side of the scoreboard. So they are batting here at the top of the first. Ochoa fouls off the first pitch, and it's 0-1. There's the second pitch from Volman, misses, and it's even at 1. The Larks, with the win in game number 1, improved to 13-5 in the Jayhawk League for the time being. Picked up a half game on Liberal and sit 2 games back. Sharp ground ball to the second baseman, Connor Crodel, as he fires over to Love at first. And there's 1 down here in the first inning. Again, more of the same from Trey Ochoa. Solid contact, just, you know, right at players. And now batting is the second baseman, number 1, Jonathan Soberanis. We are lucky enough to have Alex back with us for game 2 as I grab my computer to save it from flying off the table. And first pitch from Volman is high, and it is ball number 1. Larks will play this game here tonight and then finish up the series with OKC tomorrow evening at normal time, 7 p.m. for game number 4 of the series. Afterwards, we will make the trip back up to Wichita and play a weekend series with the Derby Twins, another big weekend matchup against teams tied for second place. 4-game setup there, as we will be the home team on the scoreboard for one of the games of the doubleheader on Saturday. So it is a 2-1 count out of Soberanis. As Volman comes set and delivers. That ball is driven deep into left center field. The left fielder looks up, and over it is gone. Jonathan Soberanis takes one out of the park in left center field, right up into that wind. And yet again, the Larks strike early. It is 1-0 here in the top of the first inning.
Striking early with his second home run of the season. Some could say he could only get one out if it's windblown, but you got to pick your right days to hit fly balls, right? And that brings to the plate Colin Simpson. And equally, if not more of a home run threat than anyone else on this team, the sophomore catcher from Oklahoma State, with a really, really solid season for the Cowboys, coming out here to play for us, has been a really big addition to our lineup. Simple reason why he comes up the other day in El Dorado when we need him to kind of come up big for us, and comes up and just hits a 2-run bomb like it's nothing after sitting on the bench for 6 innings. And that's the kind of hitter he is. He comes in and just really does all that he can for the team. As the 1-0 pitch is in there for a swinging strike, and it's an even count at 1-1 with 1 down here in the top of the first.
Been an adventure here too for us to for me and Alex tonight, you know, to see some of these guys here from OKC. Haven't gotten a program or anything, so haven't really seen where any of these guys are from. Don't know what they're about, where they went to school. You know, it's always interesting to see the group of guys, whether they're playing in Division I, Division II, NAIA. It's always interesting to see the mix of guys that get brought in, but don't really have any information on any of these guys from Oklahoma City. So as Simpson reaches out and grounds one through the right-handed side. That's a pace hit for Colin Simpson with 1 out here in the first. That was a very good pitch by Volman. Looked like an off-speed, either a slider, it looked like a curveball, and it was 7 8 inches from the ground. And Simpson got his bat on the outside part of the zone and just willed it into right field. So Larks have a base runner here with 1 out in the first. The hitter now for the Larks will be the cleanup man. The right fielder in game number 2, Spencer Packard. As Volman comes onto the hill, he will get his sign from the catcher, Cody Kuntz, and now they will call for time and go out to discuss as they are not on the same page here. First inning. Now the Oklahoma City battery is ready. Delivers the first pitch to Packard. Strike 1 on the outside corner. Here comes the 0-1 to Spencer Packard. That one misses, and it is 1-1. Spencer was 1 for 4 in game number 1. Hit a solo home run in the bottom of the second. Clayton Harp and Spencer Packard went back-to-back in that 7-run second inning last game. That ball is driven deep to right field. The right fielder doesn't even take a step, and that is a 2-run home run for Spencer Packard, and the Larks extend their first inning lead. It is 3-0. 2 home runs already here in the first inning. There's the Larks' power once again showing up early in the game.
Now batting, number 15, left fielder, Clayton Raspberry.
If you guys out there have a Twitter account following any of the StatCast or similar accounts out there, you'll see some of the fielder movements on some home runs in the bigs, and sometimes the fielders don't even move, and they'll show like 0 inches or 0 feet moved by outfielders. I believe that's what the StatCast would have looked like on that Spencer Packard home run to right field. An absolute blast out there by Spencer, and Raspberry comes up on a 1-0 pitch and smokes one into right center. And the right fielder bobbles it just a bit, and Raspberry's into second with a stand-up double with 1 down here in the top of the first inning. Larks making some really loud contact early in the game off of the pitcher, Volman. That will bring the pitching coach out as Nick Jones, the Eastern Michigan freshman, will come to the plate. Jones, getting a lot of play time at Eastern Michigan, was part of the all-tournament team for the MAC tournament. Actually started more games at third base than he did behind the plate, but for us has been catching every third game, as Simpson and Gangwish, as well as Jones, have split the catching responsibilities here in this first half of summer. As Taylor said, he did start a game at third base for us in El Dorado, so a very versatile kid. And honestly, the DJ out here is playing some very good music for us today. Very good all week so far, and we'll get back to some MJs. Nick steps into the box as we continue play here in the top of the first with Raspberry on second base, and we'll see if we can't scratch some more runs across here early in the game with 3 hits already in the inning for the Larks. The 0-0 pitch is down, so the count is 1-0. And that pitch is way up as the catcher tonight, Cody Kuntz, made a pretty athletic play just to keep that from going to the backstop. Kuntz, someone who is pretty good at swinging at 3-0 fastballs last night, taking one off the left field wall off of me. But obviously some pretty athletic moves back there tonight. Strike 1. Counts 2-1 to Nick Jones, the catcher tonight for Jake Norton. Norton. So he'll make his 4th start of the summer. And that's a ball up as well, 3-1. Staying ahead of the pitchers is something that always our offense is trying to do. Staying in advantage counts gives you a higher probability for fastballs and really easy to put barrels on it.
As the 3-1 is fouled off by Nick Jones. And I'm just going to add to Alex's point about early runs. And this could be big for, you know, as a pitcher, you look for anything you can to get you going. And for Norton, who is still trying to find a groove on the mound, and sometimes it takes a while to get into it, coming in, you know, having a couple weeks off or a month off or something after school ball, just trying to find your groove still, as Jake Norton is. If the Larks can get 4, 5, 6 runs here in the first inning before Norton has to take the mound, that may allow him to work some things out on the mound, relax a little bit, and finally start to settle in and hopefully give us a quality start tonight, as Nick Jones will walk, and there are 2 men on here with 1 out. The hitter is number 32, the center fielder, Trevor Boone. Boone, another Oklahoma State man, and he has big power too. He is a big enough guy. He doesn't even really have to hit the ball that hard. Get it up into the wind in left field, and he's looking at a 3-run home run. We'll see if he can drive something here and at least bring in 1 as the first pitch is fouled off. Here comes the second pitch from Volman. That hits Boone square in the back between the numbers, and the bases are loaded for the Larks here in the top of the first inning with 1 out, and that is going to do it. I believe that's the second mound visit of the inning. That is it. Corbin Volman, just a third of an inning tonight, gives up 3 runs on 3 hits and is responsible for all 3 men on base. So not the way Volman intended his night to go, but he will leave here in the top of the first. As the Indians make a pitching change, we will get the information on their new pitcher, and we will be right back here at Dobson Field. We're back here, new pitcher for the Indians. New pitcher for the Indians is number 15, Sam Malo, as he will try and work the Indians out of a big jam here. Jay Selzer umpire. Bases loaded for the Larks. 1 out here in the top of the first. 3 runs already across. Looking to give Jake Norton as big of a lead as they can here in the first inning. This is game 2 of the doubleheader. Another 7-inning contest. Larks the visitors in this one, as the count is 1-0 to Jay Selzer. Malo will get his sign from Kuntz. Comes set and deliver the 1-0 pitch. That one as well is high, and it's 2-0. A walk would work too, as it would be an RBI for Selzer and bring in a run. Looking for his and only his pitch to hit here. It's gotta be good for him, as Malo takes a stroll behind the mound, gathers himself, will come set, deliver the 2-0. Selzer swings at a fastball. It was probably ball 3, but he swings through that one, and the count is 2-1. Here comes the 2-1 to Selzer. That one on the outside corner. And Malo has worked himself back into the count here and evened it at 2-2. Malo gathers himself once again, gets his sign from Kuntz. Come set, deliver the 2-2 to Jace Selzer. He tries to check his swing, but he does not. He goes around and strikes out. That is the second out of the inning. Coming to the plate now for the Larks, the third baseman, number 16, Jacob Boston. The Larks will send their entire order to the plate here in the top of the first, hoping to get more than 3 runs. 3 spot in the first is never bad, but with the bases loaded here in the top of the first, 5 or 6 would be even nicer. I'm sure Jake Norton would agree over there in the dugout before he even has to come on to pitch tonight. Here comes the first pitch to Malo. From Malo to Boston, he takes a fastball for strike 1 right over the heart of the plate. To Jacob Boston. Fastball swung on and missed, and it's quickly 0-2 on the Larks' third baseman. Boston digs back in, looking to battle here and stay alive and give the Larks a chance to score some more runs here in the first. Malo gets his sign from the catcher, will come set. Here comes the 0-2. Looked a little high, but gets the call from home plate umpire, and Boston is down looking, and that is it for the Larks in the first inning. However, they strike early yet again with 3 runs on 4. I have 4 hits on mine. No errors for the Indians, and they leave them full. We're through a half inning. Larks 3, Indians coming to bat. And we're back here, bottom of the first inning. The Oklahoma City Indians coming to bat. They will lead off with Tyler Hawk, Austin Bardasovsky, and Jordan Stevens. Tyler Hawk, center fielder, will lead it off in the first. To the mound tonight in game number 2 will be number 25, Jake Norton. I know he will not complain with a 3-run lead before he even has to take the mound. He will on the rubber, and he will deliver the first pitch of the evening. Strike number 1 right over the heart of the plate. Again, we've seen a few quality at-bats from Oklahoma City, but for the most part, if you're a Larks pitcher, just want to throw some strikes. There's a ground ball tester for Ochoa. He fields, fires off one leg in time, and Hawk is retired. There's one down here in the bottom of the first. As I was saying, if Jake Norton lives there all night, he will do just fine. His defense will make plays for him, and there haven't been a ton of guys on this Oklahoma City roster that have shown anything really special. A couple of good hits and at-bats, but other than that, if Jake Norton just throws strikes and lets his defense play, we should be all right.
And I think this could really be a turning point for Jake this summer. He is someone who, so far, has not filled up the zone as much as he wanted to until that last start in El Dorado and had a little bit of bad luck. And I think coming out with a lead, he can go out here and really attack the zone, be very purposeful with a little flare that just gets over Ochoa at short on an 0-1 pitch, and they have their first base runner of the evening. Weak contact, though, for Norton. Always a good sign. And that will bring to bat Jordan Stevens, a designated hitter. The runner on first. Let's see if Norton can roll himself a ground ball and go ahead and get out of this inning quickly. As we were mentioning earlier, simply filling up the zone is going to be key tonight for Jake on the mound. Pretty good spot there. And Jones didn't really help him out on presentation there, but a pretty good pitch gets us a strike 1 call. And there's a 0-1 pitch here for Norton as he comes set and delivers a ball just outside. Looking for a ground ball here. I think he can get it. Staying low in the zone as he has these first few pitches is always good for a pitcher to start out. Trying to find where the bottom of that zone is so he can work, and the breaking ball gets a little bit away from the catcher, Jones. And there's 2 balls and a strike here to the designated hitter, Stevens. Norton gets himself another ball, and he will come up and see if he can't get back in the zone here. Austin Bordeaux at first base takes his lead. Norton with the delivery. Pretty good spot just off the plate there. That's 3 balls and a strike. And here's a 3-1 pitch from Norton. He comes set. And a strike on the outside corner. Stevens disagreed with the call there, but we'll have ourselves a full count. Let's see if Norton can go ahead and win this count.
And the payoff pitch will come from Jake Norton. Just outside, doesn't get the call there. And Stevens walks. Not as big of a threat with the man in front of him, but Jordan Stevens is going to be a guy you're going to want to keep off base. He is very, very quick. And if given the opportunity, he will swipe bags right in front of your face. So not as big of a deal with the man in front of him, but still a very quick player that you would like to keep off base. Anyway, 2 on, 1 out here for the Indians in the bottom of the first. The hitter will be the right fielder, number 11, Hunter Wiltshire. Norton will come set, look at the runner at second, and deliver the first pitch. That one is high and inside, and it's 1-0 to the right fielder. Here comes the 1-0. Ground ball to Ochoa. Ochoa to Soberanis back to first. A 6-4-3 double play, and Jake Norton works his way out of the first inning. The Indians score no runs on one hit, no Larks errors, and they leave none on base. We are through one inning here in game number 2. Larks 3, Indians nothing. And we're back here at Dobson Field in Oklahoma City. Start of the second inning, we will start over in the Larks batting order. Trey Ochoa, the leadoff hitter, will make his way to the plate for his second at-bat in as many innings so far tonight in game number 2. Sam Malo returns to the mound for Oklahoma City, and he delivers the first pitch of the inning. Is high and away for ball number 1. It's probably hard to tell as we found a little bit better camera angle tonight. At least we didn't have that netting bouncing in front of you, in front of your view, as the second pitch of the inning is grounded to the second baseman, Crodel, who bobbles and misplays it, and Ochoa will reach on the air. Larks are in their blue jerseys tonight with camo sleeves, white numerals and letters with, I think it's red trim. Oklahoma City in their white jerseys and pants with OKC in orange and white on the front. They have, I think, red and white sleeves. Anyway, Ochoa leads off with reaching on the air, and Jonathan Soberanis, who homered back in the first, will step up to the plate, takes a fastball for strike number 1. Sam Malo did a very nice job in the bottom of the first, coming in for Volman with 1 out and getting the Indians out of a jam, which could have seen them go down by way more than they are. He kept them in the game and struck out the last 2 hitters to keep the Larks at 3, and he delivers the second pitch. Soberanis chases one a little bit high and fouls it straight back to the netting and the concrete back here behind the plate, and it is oh and 2. Malo will make his way back to the rubber. He will work out of the stretch with Trey Ochoa leading off from first base. He is set. Here comes the 0-2 to Soberanis. Trey Ochoa goes. Soberanis swings and misses the throw down to second, wide and off the glove of the second baseman, Crodel, and that is a strikeout for Jonathan Soberanis for the first out of the inning. However, a stolen base for Trey Ochoa, and the Larks have a runner in scoring position. Big bat coming to the plate, number 24, the designated hitter, Colin Simpson. Simpson with a big 3-run homer in last night's contest, had a pair of singles. He was 2 for 3 in the first game earlier this evening, which saw the Larks come out on top. So Simpson will step in. Ochoa leads off of second base. One down. They're in the second. First pitch from Malo. That one a bit outside, and it's 1-0 to the big lefty out of Oklahoma State. Here comes the 1-0 from Sam Malo. Simpson with a big hack fouls it straight back into the netting, and it's 1-1. The Larks again this season have put together quite a few home runs. For some reason, you'd think you might not see as many, just with a whole bunch of different guys coming in and making up a team. But the last 2 years have been big power years for the Larks, and a couple of smaller ballparks definitely helps. This one in the left and right fields are not very deep, and El Dorado last week was also a fairly small ballpark as Simpson fouls it up and out of play, and it's 1-2. We've hit, I think, five home runs in this series so far, just starting game number 3, and hopefully if the Larks can make some good contact this weekend. Derby, they have the smallest ballpark in the Jayhawk League. It's where the Derby Panthers high school team plays their baseball games, and so it's a very small ballpark. I remember traveling down there for one of the games last year. I saw the Larks put up 16 runs, and they hit 4 or 5 home runs in that game, so they look to continue their big power threat here as Simpson takes a ball, and it's 2-2. Base hit to, well, pretty much anywhere out of the infield is going to score Ochoa from second base. Very good speed. There's the Larks look to extend a 3-0 lead in the top of the second inning. Here comes the 2-2 from Sam Malo. Simpson lines it into right field past the first baseman. Ochoa is around third. He is going to come home to score, and Simpson on the overthrow of the cutoff man, he will take second base. So that is an RBI single for Colin Simpson, and he will advance to second on the throw by the right fielder, and it is 4-0 Hayes here in the top of the second inning.
Now batting, number 27, the right fielder, Spencer Packer.
Another well-struck ball by Colin Simpson, just finding a lot of barrels this week. Even if he's not hitting a ton of home runs, the kid always puts some really good wood on the ball, bringing Spencer Packard up to the plate with one down. Packard put one over the right field wall his last at-bat, last inning. And with Simpson on second base, the first pitch is down and in for a ball. And again, it's just hard to believe Spencer Packard only had one home run at school ball this year with how well he's been swinging the bat with power here since coming to Hayes. Plays in a wood bat junior college conference out in Arizona with some well-known teams, Yavapai, Mesa, Central Arizona, playing all those guys out in his conference with some D1 and D2 junior colleges out there, and strike one at the knees to Packard. He hit 367, I believe, which was, I think, good for 5th in the country. And so he knows how to handle the bat and has come out here and really performed really well for us in the field as well as at the plate. And we have our 1-1 pitch as he steps off. And we'll see Packard back in the box here for a 1-1 pitch. Simpson takes his lead. The defense in a bit of an overshift with the shortstop playing just to the left of second base, and the second baseman pretty deep in the hole there, a little farther to his left than they would normally be. 2-1 pitch here. And Packard hits it off the end of the bat. Will it get down? It will get down in front of the right fielder. He will throw into the cutoff man at second base, and maybe a little bit premature taking a step back after Packard putting one over the fence his last at bat. Had to run in, and the wind probably did not help the right fielder out at all. And we have first and third for Clayton Raspberry, who had a sharp double into right center field last inning. We'll see if he can't pick up a run here for the Larks again early in this game. The 0-0 pitch. Raspberry squares one sky high. The center fielder will take it as Simpson tags the throw off, and Simpson scores on a sac fly by Clayton Raspberry. Spencer Packard stays at first base as Malo gets a pop out to center field. We have two down here in the top of the second inning, with Nick Jones coming up to the plate and Packard still on first base for us. Jones walking last inning, looking for a base knock here, as the Larks have been very good with 2 outs here this series. Trying to continue that trend and see if he can't find some grass out there in the outfield.
And Malo will deliver a first pitch. Strike to Nick Jones. Larks bats are staying hot. 3 in the first and 2 so far in the second as Malo delivers the 0-1 cue ball off the end of the bat. Is picked up by the first baseman Love. He steps on the bag, and that retires the side. The Larks pick up 2 more though in the second on 2 base hits. There is no Indians errors, and the Larks leave 1 man on base. We're through an inning and a half here in game number 2 at Dobson Field. Your Hayes Larks leading this one 5-0. And we're back here at Dobson Field in Oklahoma City, ready for the bottom of the second inning. The Indians will send their 5, 6, and 7 hitters to the plate. Leading off will be the third baseman, number 2, Nate Williams, as Jake Norton returns to the mound to deliver the first pitch to Williams. That one is a little high, and it's ball 1. Jake made a good pitch and got a 6-4-3 double play to work himself out of just a little bit of trouble in the bottom of the first inning as he delivers the 1-0. That one nicks Williams on the way by, and that is a leadoff base runner for OKC here in the bottom of the second. Coming to the plate now for the Indians will be the catcher, Cody Kuntz. Larks adding on in the top half of the inning. Again, Norton just looking for some strikes. Let his defense make some plays as they showed in the first inning they will do for him if he just induces contact here on the OKC hitters. The first pitch to Kuntz misses, and it's ball number 1. Here comes the 1-0. That one catches the inside part of the zone, and we are even at a ball and a strike as I look over into the crowd. Quite a few relatives, family members of significant others of Larks players this week. I guess we got a lot of kids on this year's team from the southern parts of the United States, and so it's just a shorter trip to make it up down here to Oklahoma City than it is to make their way up to Hayes. Jake Norton's mom and dad are watching their son pitch tonight from just behind the netting by the Larks dugout, so hopefully Jake can continue to work through the Indians lineup. The count is 1-1 here to Connor Kuntz as Norton comes set, delivers the pitch. Fouled it off right at Norton's parents, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to the Indians catcher. Set and delivered out, and he will throw across over to first base and actually hits the base runner Nate Williams on the helmet as he is sliding back into first base. The ball ricochets into right field, but Williams will not advance. So still a 1-2 count on the OKC catcher Cody Kuntz. 1 on. Nobody out here for the Indians in the bottom of the second, trailing 5-0 to the Larks here in game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Here comes the 1-2 from Norton. Strike 3 called, and Kuntz is down on strikes for the first out of the inning. The first strikeout of the night for Jake Norton. Now coming to the plate for the Indians, the first baseman, number 20, Kyle Love. Kyle Love, a very big boy. That's from the right-hand side. He is definitely one of the guys in this lineup, especially with the way the wind is blowing tonight. You have to be careful, or he definitely has the power to send one over the wall in left field as he takes the first pitch from Norton for a ball, and it's 1-0. Here comes the pitch from Jake. Fouled off over the net. Out of play, and we are even at a ball and a strike. Norton looks better. He looks more comfortable tonight. He's not necessarily getting ahead of every hitter right away, but he's throwing a lot more strikes tonight, and he's just, his body language, he's just calmed down and settled in more, it looks, and that could be partly due to the 5-0 lead that the Larks have given him early, and as he delivers the 1-1 to Love. That one is a fastball in there, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes to the Indians' first baseman. Mentioned earlier, the Larks 2 games back on the Liberal BJs. We will find some score updates from the Jayhawk League here in just a little bit, and we will send them your way as Norton throws a slider that hits in front of the plate and bounces past Nick Jones, and with 1 out on the wild pitch, Nate Williams will take second base. So it'll be 2-2. To the Indians' first baseman, he's back in the box, ready for Jake Norton's 2-2 delivery. And that one hits him high up in the back, and Kyle Love is aboard now because of the hit batter, and there are 2 on with 1 out here in the second for the Indians. Coming to the plate now for the OKC Indians, the shortstop, number 44, Cole Bergdahl. Oklahoma City looking to try and get themselves back into the game here. A couple runners on, one out in the bottom of the second. Norton looking for another shutdown inning after the Larks put up a few more runs. Here comes the first pitch. That one is wide and past Norton, and both runners will advance, second and third, with one out.
A good move here by Nick Jones by just coming out and trying to calm down the pitcher, Norton. As we've seen a pattern for Norton is balls turn into big innings, and he's thrown a couple to the screen here, and see if he can't get back in the zone here with this 1-0 pitch as he comes from the windup with men on second and third. Pitch is up just a little bit. Gets back in there. Body language doesn't look any different. Still looks calm, trying to get himself back in there as the bullpen for Hayes does get moving a little bit just in case, and we have a foul ball. That'll make it 2-1. So we were talking earlier, getting into Oklahoma City, I think we have 14 or 15 guys from Texas and Oklahoma, maybe more, and even on a Texas collegiate team, that's a pretty good number. And Norton gets a ball that I hope is foul. Was hit to the moon out there in left field. Might have hit the track that was on the campus here at Oklahoma Christian. That's a very loud strike 2. And no damage done as we still have one down here with a 2-2 count. Let's see if Norton can't get the guy. According to unwritten baseball rules, the hitter here, Cole Bergdahl, is supposed to get out, and that's a ball. So we have a full count. Those unwritten rules don't always work, but a lot of times they work in your favor. As Norton toes the rubber for this 3-2 count with one down and men on second and third. Here comes the pitch to the Oklahoma City shortstop, another foul ball. Bergdahl's not trying to go down easy, and Norton's not trying to give up another free pass. Norton planning on going to Stephen F. Austin University this coming fall, coming from North Texas Central College. A ground ball foul again, as we see another good battle here by Norton and Bergdahl, and him actually not being very far from where I live. I grew up going to church in Waxahachie, Texas, which is where Norton went to high school, a graduate in 2015, I believe. And another foul ball, both pitcher and batter not wanting to give any room here. And Norton getting back in the strike zone and really working hard for an out here. Let's see if it'll pay off here. Bergdahl just staying alive, trying to scratch across some runs and get Oklahoma City back into the game here. Another 3-2 pitch is just off the plate. Nick Jones did not move his glove very much, but does not complain to the umpire. So that is loaded bases for Nick Jones as the 9th hole. Connor Crowdle will come to the plate, and we'll see if Coach Harper will make a move or keep Jake Norton in the game as our pitching coach comes out to the mound. We'll be back here in just a second.
And we're back. Coach Harper will not make the move. He'll try and let Norton work out of his jam here. Connor Crodel, the 9-hole hitter, steps in with the bases loaded as Jake Norton blows a fastball right by him. And that's a good sign for Norton after the mound visit to get a strike over and get ahead on the hitter, see if he can get a ground ball, get a strikeout, get himself out of the jam here in the bottom of the second, leading 5-0. Here comes the 0-1. That's a fastball high and a little in, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. No room for another Indian base runner as they are loaded. Norton gets a sign from Nick Jones, will work out of the windup and delivers the 1-1. Fouled off the helmet of Jones. Jake Norton has Crodel down in the count, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jake getting encouragement from the pitching coach and the staff and players in the dugout. Here comes the 1-2, little bit high, and it's even at 2. The dugout pleading with Norton to get Crodel here and get out of the inning. Here comes the 2-2. Swing! And he fouls it off into the glove of Nick Jones, and that is strike 3. A big second out for Norton right there on the strikeout. And there are 2 down here in the bottom of the second inning. Coming to the plate now will be the leadoff hitter for the Indians, Tyler Hawk, playing center field tonight. A big spot for Jake Norton, see if he can work his way out of a bases-loaded jam here in the second inning. Here comes the first pitch. Strike number 1 on the inside corner. And Norton has responded very well to that mound visit, it seems like, as he has not messed around to these last 2 hitters. Here comes the 0-1 to Hawk. That one is just a little bit too high, and he's even at 1. I mean, we'd like to see Norton get out of this, but just stay away from a big inning here. It's been his undoing, more or less, so far, is big innings because of hit batters and walks. So if he can just, that ball is lined to Spencer Packard in right field, and Jake Norton does an excellent job after the mound visit of working out of the jam. And he is through 2 here in game number 2 at Dobson Field. Larks still on top, 5-0.
And we're back here at Dobson Field with Trevor Boone stepping to the plate as Malo is still on the mound for Oklahoma City, doing a good job of coming in here and stopping some of the bleeding in the first inning and minimizing in inning number 2. The curveball there on the first pitch. Boone is down. No balls and a strike. Boone from Oklahoma State, going through a bit of a rough patch here these past few games. finding some barrels. Swings through a fastball on the outside corner. He's quickly down 0-2. Boone's first swing as a Lark was a right center home run at home. Pretty impressive power from Boone. And he breaks the bat over second base. The bat dies a hero as Boone finds his way on, and the dugout goes nuts over a single as if he's never had a base hit before. But that's Trevor Boone's first hit in a few games, and that'll take some weight off of his shoulders as Jay Seltzer comes to the plate looking to do the same. As we start this inning on a good note with a base knock, Raspberry breaks Boone's bat over his knee in the dugout as we prepare for the 0-0 pitch to Jay Seltzer here. Malo pours in a strike right at the knees as it's 0-1 tonight to the engineer from Colorado School of Mines, Jay Seltzer. Gold Glove at first base this year in the RMAC Conference, a Division II school in Colorado, ranked as the one of the top five engineering schools in the whole country, and they are very competitive in sports. Jay Seltzer, Mikey Gangwish, and Walter Pennington all coming from the School of Mines this year, and all of them significantly smarter than I am. And that is fine with me if they produce as well as they have on the field. Walter Pennington with very good outings here lately. Jay Seltzer and Mikey Gangwish all coming up clutch for us at the plate. And we have a 1-2 count to Seltzer. These guys go through a rigorous school schedule where they cannot miss a certain amount of days or they will be kicked out of school, not even just dropped from classes, but they can't miss a certain amount of class or they were kicked out of school. As a wild pitch from Malo advances Boone to second base with very advanced mathematics, and most of them will come out with a guaranteed job as a graduate of the School of Mines, but not without work put in outside of the classroom. The home plate umpire asking the catcher, Kuntz, to speed up the game a little bit as he goes out to talk to Malo after that wild pitch. And he will have a 2-2 count to Jay Seltzer with Trevor Boone on second base, and a little nubber to the shortstop. Backhanded. The blue calls him out at first base on a close play. The shortstop was shaded up the middle, and this ball was hit just a little to the left of second base. Shortstop makes a very good play to come and get the ball on a rough surface. And with that, Boone is at third base. They draw the infield in for the third baseman, Jacob Boston, coming to the plate. Anything in the air or hard on the ground has a good chance of getting a run home. And there's ball one. And as we've seen, a pass ball could do the trick as well. As long as it doesn't hit off this hard brick that we have as a backstop here, gives ourselves a pretty good chance to get a run across here in the first 3 innings. As we have 3 in the first and 2 in the second. And a foul ball on a 1-0 pitch to Boston evens the count at 1-1. Malo doing his best to induce a ground ball, working down in the zone to Boston, the Conference Player of the Year in the Lone Star Athletic Conference at Angelo State University, ranked in the top 5 for D2 baseball almost all season. Ball too high. Fun fact, Angelo State baseball and softball were ranked in the top 5 in the same rankings this year for the first time in school history. So doing some damage for softball and baseball this year were the Rams of Angelo State. And a 2-1 pitch up high, Boston chases, and it's 2-2. Malo trying to get out of a man on third, 1-out jam as Boston with a 2-2 count. Let's see if he can find a way to scratch across a run here. 2-2 pitch comes in. A curveball fouled off down the third baseline. Boston, traditionally a fly ball hitter, which, as we know, according to a lot of data, is what more guys are going to. Low and hard may not be the lingo we use anymore, as elevate and celebrate is more so what MLB guys are preaching, college guys. The data supports that, and there's a ball upstairs, forces a 3-2 count to Boston with the leadoff hitter Ochoa on deck. A big spot for Malo here to try and get out of this jam, and a big spot for Boston looking for an RBI to bring Boone across here in the top of the third inning. Full count pitch, a curveball is in there for strike 3. Boston didn't like the call, but doesn't argue much, seeing as it might have crossed over that inner third of the plate. Trey Ochoa, with 2 pretty good barrels here the first couple at-bats, will try and find a way to get across a 2-out run here for the Larks in the top of the third inning. The 0-0 pitch to Ochoa is smoked just over the reach of the shortstop. And Ochoa will make a round second, and a little bobble in center field will allow him to get to second base. A 2-out knock will get a run in, as Trevor Boone will score from third base, trade his necklace on to Jonathan Soberanis, as they will try and have more pushed across here with 2 outs.
Now batting, number 1, the second baseman, Jonathan Soberanis.
As we talked about last game, it was only a matter of time for Trey Ochoa to get some base hits, as he's been finding barrels all week here in Oklahoma City, and finally has gotten a few to get through today, and will help out his batting average, and brings to plate Jonathan Soberanis, the second baseman today. Was homered in the first inning for your Larks, getting us on the board. His second within a week, homering last series in El Dorado, showing off a little bit of the pop that he's got. Also a fellow Ram at Angelo State this year with Jacob Boston. Big part of why the Rams were so good this year was because of these 2 guys. The curveball's in the dirt for ball 1. Soberanis up in the count. See if he can do some damage with 2 outs here. Bring across another Lark this inning. Ball upstairs, 2-0. Looking for a pitch in one spot, hopefully. Soberanis looking to maybe do what he did in the first inning. Get a ball up in the air and let the wind take control of it from there. Ochoa takes his lead at second base. A lot of room on the right side, as the second baseman is shaded right near the base itself, and the ball's up all the way back to the screen. Ball 3, and Ochoa will advance on a wild pitch. Soberanis up 3 balls and no strikes, as Malo has not been close to the zone these last 3 pitches. Came in and just filled up the zone against us so far. Has not had it against Soberanis this at-bat. We'll see if he can get back in the zone on this 3-0 pitch. And he comes set with a man on third to the second baseman, Soberanis. That is ball 4 up and in, and that will bring to the plate Colin Simpson, which is not what you ever want to do, is walk someone to get to Colin Simpson. You can ask the Big 12 this year, and they will say the same thing to you. Kid with brute strength and a really good idea up there about what he's doing at the plate. Our designated hitter tonight will come up against Malo with man on first and second. First and third, excuse me. My eyes deceive me. And the first pitch will not happen. Malo will step off and check Soberanis at first base. Soberanis does get put in motion here. We could see some interesting play. Does not a ball upstairs. Malo with 5 balls in a row. If this were in College Station right now, you'd have 10,000 fans yelling ball 6. But in a quiet Oklahoma City stadium, we are looking at a 1-0 count against Colin Simpson. And we'll see what he can do with 2 down here for the Larks. And another base hit for Colin Simpson over the first baseman. A bobble from the right fielder, and Simpson, well, an odd play as a second baseman went to catch the ball, then moved his glove back at the last second, so the right fielder's throw went clear through the cutoff men. And Ochoa and Soberanis score on that, so we add 2 more, and Colin Simpson is all the way to third base. If the second baseman would have caught it, I think Simpson would have been out by several steps.
Number 27, the right
It's a
fielder,
miscommunication. Sets up the Larks for 2 more runs, and an error.
It's going to be a 1 RBI single.
1 RBI single.
And then he advanced to third on an error by the
Third, technically on the right fielder with the throw, and Spencer Packard is up. Looking to do some more damage here with 2 outs. A strike on a curveball to him makes it 0-1 with Simpson on third base, and your Larks up 8-0 here on the top of the third, 2 down. Ball upstairs, and again with the trend this week, Larks doing a lot of damage with 2 down. During our regional, the third base coach for Louisiana Alexandria said 2 out base hits get you to heaven, and that's what the Larks are trying to do. Spencer Packard fouls one off. I thought that was pretty interesting. I hadn't heard that one before, but makes sense to me as they're win ball games right there. You score with runs with 2 outs, you're going to win a lot of baseball games. Spencer Packard down 1 ball and 2 strikes. The ball upstairs. 2-2, excuse me. Now it's 2-2, count evened up. Packard is looking to drive in. Colin Simpson from third base has already homered 2 times today. One the first game of the doubleheader, 1 now, and sends a sharp ground ball up the middle, right into the shift. And that will end the inning as your Larks tack on 3 more runs this inning on 3 hits and an error. And 1 man left on, and we will be back in just a minute with the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here at Dobson Field in Oklahoma City. Bottom of the 3rd incoming. Larks 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 again in the 3rd, and they're up 8-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd. Look to be cruising to another victory as Jake Norton makes his way back to the mound for Hayes. Leading off for the Indians in the 3rd is the left fielder, number 1, Austin Bartasovsky. Bartasovsky single in the 1st inning to get the Indians started. With his first 2 pitches of the inning, and it's 2-0 to the left fielder. There comes the 2-0 there. Finds the zone here in the 3rd. It's 2-1. Now, Jake is just looking for strikes. Again, we're in the
situation as last game where we were ahead 8-0 in this one. Just let the defense make some plays for you and let OKC make some contact and keep this game moving as Norton misses and it's 3-1. Here comes the next pitch, and that one is inside, and it's a leadoff walk to Bartasovsky, and he's on base for the second time in as many at-bats so far here in game number 2. Coming to the plate now for the Indians, the designated hitter number 4, Jordan Stevens. Stevens was walked in the first, in his first at-bat of the night. So these two have been making a lot of the noise on base so far for Oklahoma City in game number 2. Here comes the first pitch from Jake Norton. That one is fastball a little up, but it is swung on and missed by Stevens, and count is 0-1.
Oh, is the flash on?
We have a stoppage in play here for just a second, but we are ready for baseball again as Norton comes set and delivers the 0-1 pitch. Right in there, and it is quickly 0-2 on Jordan Stevens, the designated hitter. There comes the 0-2 from Jake Norton. There goes the runner. Strike 3 on Stevens. The throw down by Jones, and he guns down Austin Bartasovsky. They strike him out, throw him out, double play. And there are 2 down here in the third.
Bartasovsky was pretty unaware, thanks to quick thinking on Jonathan Soberanis' part. He came up to catch the ball from Nick Jones, acting as if Jones was not even going to throw the ball. Bartasovsky went in, not even sliding, and Soberanis tagged him out because he was slowing down by foot and didn't slide. That might have snuck us an out there. Quick thinking on Soberanis' part, and there is a ball 1 and a strike 1 from Norton as the count is even. Norton looking good, filling up the zone here with 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's see if Norton can't put him away and make this a quick 1-2-3 inning. And he does. Strike 3. Jake Norton pounding his fist into his glove after a great pitch there. And Oklahoma City goes quietly after a strike him out, throw him out, and another strikeout. Gets out of a leadoff walk situation, and we are back here in just a minute. Here for the top of the 4th inning as Clayton Raspberry comes up to the plate for the Larks, looking to continue a hot night for Raspberry. Base knock already with a score, and there it is, a base knock into right field. Raspberry with a rough day yesterday. He was 0 for 4 or 5. Comes back today. We found good at the plate so far, and your leadoff hitter is on for the
Now
Larks.
batting, number 6, the catcher.
For the catcher, Nick Jones. 1 pitch and 1 base runner. That's a pretty good way to start. Let's see if Jonesy can keep things moving along. Teammate at Eastern Michigan this year with Mike Mitashevsky, whose Larks fans will definitely remember from last year, put on a show for us, hitting well over 300 and hitting multiple home runs. As Raspberry reads a ball poorly in the dirt and gets back picked at first base for out number 1. Ball 1 in the dirt, though, to Jones. And just like that, the hit is erased for Raspberry. And Malo can go back to work with nobody on and 1 down. Good curveball there from Malo. Counts even at 1-1. As I mentioned, Mike Mitashevsky, after his senior year this past year, has just signed for an independent ball team in the Frontier League. So congratulations to Mike, moving on to play some professional baseball after his collegiate career is over. We'll see who else from previous Larks get drafted or play professional free agents here in the next coming months and years, as another curveball is dropped in there and swung through by Nick Jones. And he's down 1-2 to Malo. And the 2-strike pitch is on the way. Well, Nick Jones hits a little nubber, just foul. Just foul. Looked pretty fair from here. Might have seen some chalk fly, but guess not. And Nick Jones battles with the ball in 2 strikes. One down here in the top of the 4th inning for the Larks. Nick Jones sends a curveball high and deep to left field, but not quite far enough. And a pop fly brings 2 down here from Malo. Since Trevor Boone to the plate, who was hit by a pitch his last at-bat and scored. Oh, excuse me, correct. He did have a base hit last at-bat. Did score, though, in that inning, scoring 3 runs last inning, I believe. And Malo will serve up a 0-0 pitch here, and Boone will take a ball outside, down and away. Malo takes plenty of time in between each pitch, stepping off all the way to the back of the mound before each pitch, and drops in a curveball there. Seems to have pretty good control of that pitch, keeping the Larks off balance, as getting Jones to swing through a couple of those. Strike 3 to Boston. And this strike here to Boone on a 1-1 pitch. Malo bring a fastball down and away. I guess if you're not throwing your fastball for a strike, you can throw your curveball for a strike. Serves the same type of purpose. Boone looking at a 2-1 pitch here. See if he can't find a good barrel here with 2 outs. And Boone hits one 9 million feet, but I'm not sure if it's fair or foul. Oh my Lanta. That ball was struck well, but called foul by the umpire down the 3rd baseline. I'm not sure if you're going to hit a ball better than that as your Trevor Boone. Definitely foul, though. Did the same thing at El Dorado last weekend. Hit a ball over I'm not sure if it was a shed or just a building back there on the foul territory in El Dorado. And we'll see if he can get on base after that. And he does it again. A line drive, would-be home run. Yanked foul off a curveball. Boone defying the laws of baseball, staying alive after a foul ball home run. Let's see if he can find a way to get on here with 2 outs. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch from Malo is down in the dirt. Trevor Boone looking to get on for the 3rd time OKC here with a full count. And here's the pitch from Malo. It comes to the wind. Pitch to Boone. Hits him again. Boone is 1 for 1. A base hit and 2 hit by pitches tonight. And we will have a pinch hitter here. Alex Weiss will come to the plate and will replace Jace Seltzer in the batting order. Weiss out of Fort Hays State University. Played at Butler Junior College. Little Wheezy, as our announcer said here today. Mispronounced his name yesterday as Weiss. Alex Weiss at the plate. And we all had a little bit of fun with it in the dugout, so no problems there. Weiss comes to plate with 2 down in the top of the 4th inning. Malo's first pitch is high and outside. Weiss playing a really good third base for us this year and actually came in to close a game, or pitch in the back end of a game against Denver, the first game of the season. We were low on pitching and he came in and I believe he struck out too and got out of the inning unscathed. Hits a little nubber up the first baseline and Malo is out of the inning. Weiss is retired and that'll do it for the 4th inning. The Larks score none, leaving a base runner on with 1 base hit. We'll be back here with the bottom of the 4th inning just after this.
And we're back here at Dobson Field in OKC, ready for the bottom of the 4th inning. Jake Norton back to the bump for Hayes as he delivers the first pitch for ball number 1. Leading off for OKC will be the... I guess he did call it a strike. It didn't appear that he turned, but it didn't look like he gave the strike call. But anyway, that one misses, and it's 1-1. So I was saying the leadoff hitter for Oklahoma City is the third baseman, number 2, Nate Williams. They will send 5, 6, and 7 to the plate here in the 4th inning. The 1-1 is fouled off and out of play over the Larks dugout for strike number 2. The Larks so far tonight have 8 runs on 9 hits. No fielding errors. Oklahoma City just no runs on just 1 hit, and they also have an error in the field. So the Larks very efficient in terms of scoring runs on hits. And there, I guess we will have the account straightened out there. As that first pitch was indeed a ball. He did make the turn like they do when they call strikes, but kind of was confusing there. But it is.
It's 3.
And
it's 3.
So. And so I guess some others were confused as well. And now the count is 2-2. So here comes the pitch from Norton. That one misses high and a little in. And the count is full to Nate Williams. Williams is 0 for 0 tonight. He was hit by a pitch in the second inning and got stranded at third base by Jake Norton. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, fouled off into the netting over on the right-hand side, and we will do it again at 3-2. Larks looking to win Game 2 and keep pace with Liberal, who won Game 1 of their doubleheader tonight with Hayesville 10-3, and they were leading 11-1 in Game number 2. So as Nate Williams strikes out swinging, and that is the first out of the inning for Jake Norton. Coming to the plate, the catcher, number 35, Cody Kuntz.
Now batting, number 35.
So it appears that Norton is going to take 2 down in Hayesville, so the Larks will also take 2 tonight here in Oklahoma City. Just trying to wait for this one to wrap up, and they will keep pace with the BJs in the Jayhawk League standings as that first pitch to Kuntz is called a strike. Here comes the 0-1. That one is outside and past the glove of Jones to the backstop, and the count is even at 1-1. We'll try and find a couple of scores on some of the other important games in the league. Try and find a Dodge City score for you, as well as a Derby score. Once again this week, the top 4 teams are playing the bottom 4 teams in the league. So the top 4 just continue winning. The gap is widening. Tied for second is a 3-way tie, 2.5 games out. Then they jump all the way to 7, and they will look over to make sure he didn't swing. To make sure he swung, he did, and Jake Norton strikes out Kuntz, and there are 2 down here in the 4th inning. A pair of strikeouts for Norton. As we're just kind of rambling on about the Jayhawk League, Jake Norton's out there taking care of business with 2 very quick strikeouts, and that's what you like to see up 8-0. Just throw strikes. Coming to the plate now for the Indians, the first baseman, number 20, Kyle Love. There's strike number 1 from Jake Norton. Strike, 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 strike. Norton is filling up the zone here in the 4th. He looks settled in, and he looks sharp. Here comes the 0-1 in there again, and it is 0-2. Not a good sign for Oklahoma City. Norton looks like he's finally calm and collected, and he is dicing the Indians up. Here comes the 0-2, just a bit outside. He didn't go, and the count is 1-2 here in the 4th. 2 outs, nobody on for the Indians. Larks leading 8-0 here in game number 2. Norton is set, delivers the pitch, fouled towards the Larks dugout, and count will remain 1-2 as it actually sneaks into the dugout off a hop and bites Coach Keith Harper in the back of the leg there. And we just got a score update from Dodge City. The A's currently leading the Batcats of Great Bend 10-7. Middle of the 7th inning as Jake Norton strikes out Love looking. That is a 1-2-3 inning for Norton, which sees him strike out the side. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on. We are through 4 complete here in OKC. Larks continue to lead this one 8-0. And we are back here at Dobson Field in OKC. Top of the 5th inning. Jacob Boston will lead it off for the Larks. And he lines one. There it is for Jacob Boston. I think he might have cracked his bat. Didn't sound quite right, but that is a leadoff single on the first pitch of the inning for Boston, and he is aboard. Another hitter in the Larks lineup who hits the ball hard when he hits it, but just hasn't found a lot of holes. And there he gets it over the second baseman, and that's a leadoff single for Jacob Boston. There's a runner on here. That will bring up the top of the Larks batting order. The shortstop, Trey Ochoa. Ochoa 1 for 2 tonight, singled and scored, also walked and scored. And as the Larks have a runner on, found a score from Derby in El Dorado. They are as well playing a doubleheader tonight. Not quite sure what happened in Game 1, but Derby in the bottom of the 5th of Game 2 currently leads El Dorado 5-2. So the top teams in the Jayhawk League all continuing to take care of business as Ochoa fouls off the 1-0 and evens the count at 1. It's pretty tough to, in the way the league's shaping up this year, it's pretty tough to pick up games on teams when we have the top 4 playing the bottom 4. There's quite a... The line is drawn in the middle of the division. There's 4 fairly good teams, and the bottom 4 just not able to take games from the top 4 as the pitch misses. And it's 2-1. El Dorado took 1 of 3 from the Larks last week. They were also able to take 1 of 3 from Liberal, but Hayes and Liberal continue to just win series. And here comes the 2-1 at 1. Misses, and it is 3-1 on Trey Ochoa. And Liberal playing Hayesville this weekend. Hayesville has lost 12 games in a row. So they started out 5-3 in the Jayhawk League and thought maybe they were going to be able to contend this year. They had a good summer last year, but ever since they went 5-3, they are in the middle of a 12-game losing streak. So as ball 4 to Trey Ochoa, and they're 2 on with nobody out here for the Larks in the top of the 5th inning. So
Now batting, number 1, the second baseman, Jonathan.
Really doubt that Hayesville is going to be able to take a game from the BJs, who came into tonight at 16-4. They have been red hot. They've won close games. They've won blowouts. They're just taking care of business. The Larks have been as well the last couple of nights here. Jonathan Soberanis steps up to the plate with 2 men on. Hayes has back to that thought in a moment, as ball 1 from Merlot. As I was saying, Hayes in a good stretch of form here too. The Larks have won 10 of their last 12 ball games, dropping 1 to Derby at home last weekend and 1 in El Dorado midweek last week. So Hayes playing very well right now as well, able to keep pace. That is a strike to Soberanis. Not really thrilled with that call, but he will back out and take his time, kind of showing the umpire maybe where that ball was. Maybe not a good idea if he's going to want to get calls here later in the at-bat, but we will see how that one shakes out. 1-1 the count. Soberanis takes a curveball away and low, and it's 2-1. A single and a walk to start the 5th for the Larks. They look to add on to an already big lead, 8-0. They led 8-0 in the first game as well. At this point, the game went on to win 8-3 as Malo comes set, delivers the 2-1 to Soberanis. That one catches the corner, and the count is even at 2. Gets his sign from Kuntz, will come set, deliver the 2-2. Soberanis fouls it up and out of play on the right-hand side. And we will do it again at 2-2. Sobey 1 for 2 so far in game number 2. He homered back in the first, walked in the third, has also scored in that inning as well. So base, I guess you could say twice tonight, as the 2-2 is watched on the inside corner for strike number 3, and Soberanis is down for the first out of the 5th inning. Here comes the big bats for the Larks in the middle of the order. Colin Simpson, the designated hitter, steps up to the plate. Simpson and Packard, the next 2 up for the Larks. 12 home runs between the 2 of them so far this summer, about halfway through the season. Here comes the first pitch from Malo in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. Kuntz will keep the runners where they are, and it's 1-0. Simpson 3 for 3 tonight. Last night he was on base all 5 times, and he has been getting on base a lot lately. 3 singles tonight, 2 RBIs, has also scored twice. There's a roped line drive that will make its way into foul territory, and count is even at ball and strike. Simpson will dig back in, looking to continue his impressive night at the plate, maybe drive in another run in Jacob Boston at second base. As Malo comes set, delivers the 1-1. That one's driven deep to right field. Again, the right fielder will not even turn around. He's going to take 2 steps to his right, and that one is long gone. A 3-run home run for Colin Simpson, his 6th of the summer, and the Larks extend their lead here in the top of the 5th, 11-0. That was a blast, and everybody at the ballpark tonight knew as soon as he hit it that it was not staying in the field of play. And after the 3-run shot by Simpson, Spencer Packard will make his way to the plate. He has already homered tonight. He homered in the first inning as well with Soberanis. So 3 home runs now for the Larks here in game number 2, as Packard will take the first pitch from Malo, high for ball number 1.
The 1-0 pitch to Packard. Oh my gosh, and they did it again. Did they do it again?
They did.
For the 2nd time today, Packard and Simpson go back to back. Packard was just very frustrated that Simpson caught him in home runs and just had to one-up him. Wow.
12-0.
That makes it 12-0 for your Larks today. And Packard is much better at baseball than anybody else on the field right now. And he comes off the field smiling, laughing a bit, and how can you not? That's a pretty impressive display of power there from Simpson and Packard. Soberanis jumping in on the game today as well. And that will bring a pitching change in, as Malo's night looks to be done. After getting the final 2 outs of the first inning, he goes out into the 5th inning. So that gives him... Oh wait, no, he may not be done. Excuse me. Excuse my French. The head coach came out to talk to him, but he is staying in the game as Clayton Raspberry comes out. And Malo is still in the game. I just assumed his evening was over, but that is not the case, as Clayton Raspberry takes ball 1 upstairs. And we'll see if Raz put another good barrel on a ball here. And that's ball 2 upstairs as well. Raspberry has, of late, been striking the ball very well today. In the past few weeks, he's put several balls over the fence, and today he's got himself a couple base hits. And he takes a 2-0 pitch. Down and away, pretty good pitch there from Malo. And we have a 2-1 count here with one down in the top of the fifth. The Larks lead 12-0. Clayton Raspberry waiting for the 2-1 offering from Malo. Trying to go back-to-back there, and took probably a not great pitch upstairs, and it evens the count 2-2. Raspberry looking to get on for the third time tonight. And he will take the 2-2 pitch. And that ball is gone. We are back-to-back home runs from Clayton Raspberry, Colin Simpson, and Spencer Packard. Lord have mercy. These balls are cutting through the wind as well, and Nick Jones is getting razzed because he has to hit a home run now or everybody will just be disappointed. But that was laced into right center field for Clayton Raspberry. And that there will end the evening for Malo, as he does, as I mentioned before, technically just go 4 innings. After getting the final 2 outs of the first and out into the 5th inning, he goes 4 innings. And we will see. Hit last game. What did you say? Tanner Nelson will come on to pitch. I believe he was in the outfield last game. And he will come in to pitch here in the top of the 5th inning. And we will be back here in just a second. The final 2 outs of the 5th inning here at Dobson Field.
Scored 7 runs.
Wow. So, in a change of events in the top of the 8th inning, the Bat Cats of Great Bend put up 7 runs to go up on the Dodge City A's 15-11. And we are back here at Oklahoma Christian University, and Nick Jones is up and takes a halfway hack after back-to-back home runs. That's not the kind of hack you want to have, but that's all right. Nick Jones down, no balls and 1 strike. Jones, the catcher this evening, looking to do a little bit of damage here with an out. Takes a ball upstairs from the new pitcher, Tanner Nelson, who was the left fielder in Game 1 today of the doubleheader. Takes a ball up and away. Jones with a healthy hack with the ball upstairs. Count even 2-2. And here comes a 2-2 pitch from Nelson. Jones takes a ball outside, having to be antsy after the back-to-back-to-back home runs by the lefties. Jones takes ball 4. Pretty disappointing at-bat there from Nick, honestly. Looking for him to take some better hacks, but that's all right. That brings up a pinch hitter, Keone Givens. Did get the start in Game 1 and will come in for Trevor Boone, and will most likely take over in center field as well. Givens takes a ball up and away from Reynolds, and we are back in play. The Oklahoma native from the University of Oklahoma
Number 4, Keone Givens.
takes a ball upstairs and in as well. Having some discrepancies on what the count is. Keone Givens takes a hack on a 2-0 fastball. Takes a step out of the box and enters back in. Waiting on a 2-1 pitch from Reynolds here. Givens skies one into foul territory near first base. That'll be out number 2 of the inning. Reynolds gets a pop out, and that will bring up to bat Alex Weiss, the first baseman who took over for Jay Seltzer earlier in the game, I believe last inning. It's his second at-bat in as many innings.
Weiss.
And he steps in the box awaiting a Reynolds 0-0 pitch. With Nick Jones at first base, he takes a ball up and away. Reynolds with the 1-0. 2-0 now. Takes a look at the mound there. It is pretty bad up there, pretty soft in the landing spot. Kuntz comes out to talk with him a little bit. Reynolds being a two-way player has seen a little bit of action in both sides of the ball this year, pitching as well as playing some defense and hitting. Got the whole game in left field in the first game of the doubleheader, and was about to see some action at our place in Hayes when they played, as they were a little on their strike 1 to Weiss, and Weiss is the 9th hitter coming to the plate as Boston let us off with a base hit what seems to be a half hour ago. Ball 3 to Weiss. Reynolds is a little frustrated up there, but we'll see if we can get Weiss something, and maybe we have 4 home runs in an inning. Weiss with power himself get up in this win, and he takes a strike. Seemed to be off the plate, down and away. Weiss did not agree with it, but he will step back in there for a 3-2 count, working with 2 down. And Jones will be on the move, barring any pickoffs. 3-2 pitch. Weiss sends a ball. It may come back. Wow. Oh, wow. And the first baseman makes a very athletic play, and it might have misread it a little bit, but that will be the 3rd out of the inning. And Reynolds gets out of the inning after back-to-back-to-back home runs. Your Larks score 5 runs on 4 hits, and Jake Norton will be back on the mound for the bottom of the 5th inning when we return.
here at Dobson Field in OKC, bottom of the 5th inning. Jake Norton back to the mound. He struck out the side in the 4th, looking to continue that success. Leading off for OKC will be the shortstop, number 44, Cole Bergdahl. First pitch from Norton is missing, and it's ball number 1. There's the 1-0 in there for a strike, just to get it across and count as 1-1. Here comes the 1-1, fouled out of play to the right-hand side, and Norton is ahead 1-2 in the count. It is pretty set that Norton is going to get his first win of the summer tonight, as he is settled in and is in a groove right now, as he misses to Bergdahl, and it's 2-2. Norton works out of the stretch here with nobody on to the leadoff hitter in the 5th. And Bergdahl calls time, takes just a second, steps out of the box. He's back in, Norton set. Here comes the 2-2. Foul tip into the glove of Jones, and that is the 4th consecutive out via the K for Jake Norton, and there's one down here in the 5th inning. Coming to the plate now for Oklahoma City, the second baseman, number 8, Connor Crodel. Crodel 0 for 1. He has had 1 AB prior to this at bat, and he struck out. That was in the 2nd. He takes strike 1 there on a fastball right down the middle from Norton. Norton is set, working at a consistent pace here, and there's a off-speed pitch right there as well, and it's 0-2. Norton doing exactly what you want to be doing with a 13-0 lead. Just throw the ball right over the middle of the plate and let him hit it just like that. Boston will back off, let it hop, make the throw over to first base, and Crodel is retired. 2 down here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Coming to the plate now for the Oklahoma City Indians, the leadoff hitter, center fielder number 17, Tyler Hawk. Hawk is 0 for 2. He grounded to the shortstop and flied to the right fielder Packard. So he steps in for the 3rd time tonight. Jake Norton working out of the stretch. Quickly 2 down here, delivers the first pitch. That one is high, and it's 1-0. Norton seems to be throwing his fastball even harder. Looks harder now in the 5th than it was in the early innings of tonight's contest, as he delivers the 1-0. That one smokes Hawk. And there's a base runner for the Indians with 2 outs. A base runner that Jake Norton will not concern himself with, leading by 13 runs. Coming to the plate now for the Indians, a pinch hitter, Peyton Ravencraft. He will hit for Austin Bartasovsky. That one misses for ball number 1. We've seen an unusual amount of hit batters tonight in the doubleheader. I know Boone's been hit twice, and Norton's hit a pair. I think a pair in this one, at least, and Keone got hit in the first game. There's been quite a few hit batters so far in the doubleheader tonight. Norton's second one misses as well. Ravencraft is up 2-0 in the count. That one is wide, and it is 3-0. So 2 7-inning games tonight. The second game has started to drag on just a bit. The Larks putting up big numbers on the scoreboard as Norton finds the zone. 3-1, a crooked number in the 5th. They put up 5, 3 in the first, 2 in the second, 3 in the third, and then 5 in the 5th as Norton works himself back into the count. That ball It's going to stay in play, but drops harmlessly in foul territory. And Norton gets himself back in here, works the count full to Ravencraft, and will pitch with a chance to get out of the inning here. Just one hit for the Indians through 4 2/3. Norton doing a very nice job. Has worked himself out of a couple jams, a couple walks, a couple hit batters, but OKC has not managed to bring anything across. Here comes the payoff pitch to Ravencraft. Outside, and that is a 2-out walk for Ravencraft. So a hit batter and a walk puts 2 men on for the Indians here in the bottom half of the 5th.
Now batting, number 4, Jordan Stevens.
And the Larks have some action in their bullpen. I don't really know why, but they do. I would assume that this would probably be Norton's last inning if the trend from the first game continues. And Jake Norton misses high and tight to Jordan Stevens, and it's 1-0 to the Indians' designated hitter.
Go, get back in there. Let's go.
Norton just looking for strikes here. Up 13. Here comes the 1-0. That one is all the way to the thing, and it comes back to Nick Jones. And the concrete wall behind the plate makes it a close play, but the runners advance 90 feet to second and third, and that will issue Keith Harper out for a mound visit to Norton, and that's going to do it for Jake Norton, it appears. Harper raises his right hand to the pen, and Larks will have a new pitcher. It looks to be Dylan Schneider on his way to the mound. So Jake Norton exits after 4 2/3. A very good night for him. 1 hit, no runs. Is responsible for the runners on second and third. New pitcher for the Larks is Dylan Schneider as he warms up and gets ready to go. We will step aside and be back with you in just a minute here in Oklahoma City.
Number 23, Dylan Schneider.
And we're back here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th inning, and Dylan Schneider out of University of Texas at Arlington comes in to relieve Jake Norton in a 2-0 count on the designated hitter Stevens. With men at second and third, those are will be charged to Norton if they should cross, as he walked both of them and threw 2 balls.
What?
We got a base runner very confused that we called time. Thought it was a ball, started jogging down to home plate. I don't know, if you can sneak a run any way you can, might as well. Maybe nobody will notice, but we did today, unfortunately, for Oklahoma City, and Schneider comes at him with 2-0 pitch. Throws a nice little slider in there for strike 1. It's 2-1. A couple updates on scores. El Dorado and Derby did split today, so that will get us a game up on Derby should we come through. Dodge City is down against Great Bend currently in the 8th inning, and Hayesville will drop their 13th in a row. And Schneider comes in and throws 3 straight strikes to the designated hitter and strikes him out to get out of the inning. And through 5, it is 13-0 Larks.
City ready for the 6th inning of play. Just kind of trying to get this game over with here tonight. I'm tired. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm tired.
Boston.
And leading off for the Larks here in the top of the 6th will be the third baseman, number 16, Jacob. Boston led off the last inning, and he will ground the first pitch to the first baseman, Kyle Love, and there is a quick out, number 1 in the 6th. I'm sure that nobody's really on the Larks side complaining about that quick out. You know, Boston probably would have liked to get a hit, but knowing Jacob, he's probably ready to get back to the motel himself. And we will have a pinch hitter for Trey Ochoa now at the top of the lineup. Will be Max Remy stepping in to take a few hacks at Tanner Nelson. Nelson misses the first pitch, and it's 1-0 to Max. Max played last night, did not play in the first game of the doubleheader tonight as he takes ball number 2 low in the dirt. And Nelson finds the strike zone for the first time this inning, and it's 2-1 to Remy. Remy fouls that one straight back into the netting, and Nelson has evened the count at 2-2. So a little, Alex and I are clearing up the issues and confusion about the Jayhawk League standings after tonight, and as that pitch misses, and it's full at 3-2. Larks won 2 games. Liberal and Hayes both won both games tonight as the 3-2 comes in, and that's a walk for Remy. So Liberal and Hayes at the top, both 1-2. So Liberal continues to lead. Larks will remain 2.5 games back. The Derby Twins split with El Dorado tonight in El Dorado for their doubleheader. So Derby will drop a half game. They will be 3 back. And Dodge City, if everything holds down in Dodge, they are about to lose their single game to Great Bend. So they will drop a full game, and they will be 3.5 back of Liberal. So if everything holds, the Larks will be in sole possession of second place in the Jayhawk League after tonight. Hitting for the Larks now with 1 out in the 6th, the second baseman, number 1, Jonathan Soberanis. He takes the first pitch from Nelson up for ball number 1. Pitch number 2 is also high, and it's 2-0. And Soberanis has been very vocal with the umpire, not saying that really in a bad sense tonight, but there's been a lot of conversation between the two of them as Soberanis was talking to the home plate umpire that entire time between pitches. Here comes the 2-0. That one catches the outside corner, and 2-1 is the count. Remy on first base, 1 out in the 6th inning. As the 2-1 comes in from Nelson. Flown out to center field. Hawk on his way in makes the play. And there are 2 down here in the 6th inning for the Larks. Coming to the plate, the designated hitter, number 24, Colin Simpson. Colin Simpson could very well step up and put a couple more runs on the plate on the board with the way he's been swinging the bat lately. Has just been killing the ball in every plate appearance. He's reached base all 4 times again tonight, looking for 5 as the first pitch is away for a ball. Simpson, 3 singles and a home run, has scored 3 runs and also has driven in 3. Actually, I don't think that last home run by Simpson was a solo shot either. I think Jacob Boston was on base. So he's driven in 5 tonight then. And he's been on base 4 times tonight. He was on base 5 times last night. That OBP is climbing rapidly for Colin Simpson as the 1-1 comes in from Nelson. There it goes to left field. That ball is going to get into the wind. Will it be deep enough? Not quite. The left fielder, actually, the left fielder Ravencraft will make the play with his hand up against the wall, and the side is retired in the 6th for the Larks. They scored no runs on no hits, no OKC errors. They leave 1 man on base. 5.5 are complete here at Dobson Field. Larks lead this one 13-0.
And we are back out here at Dobson Field for the bottom of the 6th inning. Dylan Schneider still in the game for your Larks. Finished off of the last inning. Gets a first pitch ground ball to Boston. Takes 1 hop and throws across. Y stays on the bag. We have 1 pitch and 1 out. Quick innings are what we look forward to these next couple halves that we have. Schneider making good work is coming in, thrown 4 straight strikes to Oklahoma City hitters. Ball just inside. To number 2, Nate Williams, the third baseman tonight. Pitch from Schneider is called strike on the outside corner. The 1-1 pitch is fouled straight back off the net. And Schneider is ahead 1-2 with 1 down here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Gets a late called strike 3, but that's a strikeout for Dylan Schneider on a slider down and away. Umpire with a little delayed call. This frustrated some people tonight thinking that he wasn't going to call strike 3. And you like umpires to give you a quick call so that you know for sure what you're getting right away. It seemed to be a little delayed there. The catcher, Cody Kuntz, comes up to the plate. Schneider with another cutter slider pitch that he's throwing. He throws that, I believe, as his fastball and then just kind of slows it down and gives him a harder break for a slider. There's another one to Kuntz. Well, I seem to can't keep off the scoreboard, and Schneider is quickly up on him. 0-2. 2 down here. Hopefully Schneider can get out of this with a quick 1-2-3 6th inning. The 0-2 pitch gets away from the catcher, Nick Jones. Up and away for a ball, and it's 1-2 here to Kuntz. Schneider comes set, delivers the 1-2 pitch. Pretty good pitch just off the plate there. And the count is even at 2-2. See if Schneider can bear down here and get the Oklahoma City catcher out. And there's a ball upstairs. From 0-2 to 3-2, Schneider takes a step back off the mound. Can maybe center himself a little bit and get back in the zone. Schneider comes at Kuntz with a 3-2 pitch and rings him up on a slider. It starts at Kuntz's front hip. Pretty nasty pitch, and that'll end the Oklahoma City bottom of the 6th inning. We'll be right back with the top of the 7th with your Hayes coming to bat. Spencer Packard comes to the plate for the Larks in the top of the 7th. Rowdy Rice, the third baseman from last game, is on to pitch for Oklahoma City. And he will deliver Packard the 0-0 pitch. Ball outside. Packard with the 0-1. Packard fouls it back, and that'll even the count at 1-1. Rice back on the mound, working very quickly to Packard. And the pitch. Packard gets jammed a little bit, skies it to center field. And that'll be out number 1. And that will bring Clayton Raspberry to the plate. Part of the back-to-back-to-back home runs that we had there in this 5th inning. Let's see what his approach is to Raz here. The 0-0 pitch comes in, and Raz flares one to left field. But with this wind, it goes pretty far down the foul line. Get out. But a well-struck ball from Raspberry on pitch number 1 there from Rice. Rice back in there, ready for an 0-1 pitch. Change up down in the zone. Ball 1. Here's the 1-1. Raz with a line drive foul over the dugout. And Raspberry is down 1-2 to Rice here in the top of the 7th. And a slider down and in will even the count at 2-2. Raz fouls a ball off his in foot, off himself. Count remains at 2-2. And number 3, Rice, the second position player to come in and throw as well. Maybe a lot of two-way guys, or maybe Oklahoma City's looking for pitching. Seems to have a pretty good presence on the mound, though. Another slider, and Raz continues to fight here. It's remaining at 2-2. Raz has seen pretty much everything that Rice can throw. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Off of his fist, but fouled straight back. Here is the 2-2 pitch again. Ball outside will get a full count to Raspberry. Here's a 3-2 pitch. Great at-bat there from Raspberry. Earns him a walk down to first base, and Nick Jones will come to the plate. The catcher tonight has been in there the whole time.
Now batting.
Been on a couple times.
Nick Jones.
Sent a ball just to the wall earlier in this game. So we'll see what he can do here with 2 outs. A quick move and a soft throw over to first base gets Raspberry diving back into first. And Nick Jones still awaiting the 0-0 pitch. A ball on the outside. Called for a strike. Nick Jones is down 0-1. And there's a flare just getting out of play. Rice has Nick Jones down 0-2 very quickly. Raspberry on first base with 1 down here in the top of the 7th inning. And the 0-2 pitch gets Nick Jones in the back leg. And that'll put 2 on for Keone Givens coming to the plate. Pinch hit his last at-bat, and we'll get another one here off Rice. We'll see what Keone can do here with Here's the 0-0 pitch. Ball down with a fastball. Givens awaits the 1-0 pitch. Ball on the outside, called for a strike. Givens is even at a 1-1 count with Rice here. 2 men on here in the top of the 7th inning. Givens fouls the ball straight back into the imaginary person sitting in the seats over there. It's the grandstands under construction out here. Oklahoma Christian putting a lot of money into their complex here, turfing the field in the fall and putting a press box in behind home plate, all under construction right now. As Givens sees a 2-1 pitch. Excuse me, it's a 2-2 pitch now with a foul ball called strike. That's a ball out on the outside. Givens sees a ball down and it's full count now, 3-2. As Rice has walked and hit the last 2 batters, and Givens sees a ball 4 down, and that will walk the bases loaded and see Alex Weiss come to the plate.
Now batting, number 20, Alex Weiss.
Rice on the mound did not look very happy with that last pitch. I'm not sure if it's frustration at himself or an umpire for a call. But Weiss sees an 0-0 and sees a foul ball. Foul ball over the first base dugout, and it's 0-1 on Weiss. Let's see what he can do here with 1 out here in the top of the 7th inning. Rice with the 0-1. Down and away, very good pitch there from Rice, and it's quickly 0-2 to Weiss. And the Larks first baseman sees an 0-2 pitch, fouls it straight off the umpire, right in the mask. The umpire is taking a breather. That never feels good. He's going to tough this one out. The catcher will go out. Kuntz and talk to Rice there and give the umpire a little breather. Solid contact straight off the mask of the umpire. And Weiss is back in there with the 0-2 pitch. And we'll see what Rice has drawn up for him here. Strike 3 on the outside corner. Weiss looks, and that is 2 down here. And Jacob Boston will come to the plate with 2 down here in the top of the 7th. And let's see what Boston has in store for us here in the latter part of this game. The pitch from Rice. Boston takes a healthy hack straight through it. Larks players chirping at him after that swing and miss. And another foul ball there, and it's quickly 0-2. Boston is down 0-2, and let's see what Rice can do against Boston. Ahead in the count here late in the game. The 0-2 pitch from Rice as he comes to the wind. Swung through Boston. And we'll no runs and no hits on a walk and 2 hit by pitches. And we'll be back here in just a minute for the bottom of the 7th inning.
And we're back here, Dobson Field in OKC, bottom of the 7th inning. This game is just about over. 7-8-9 due up for the Indians. Pinch hitter Caleb Caldwell will hit in place of the first baseman Kyle Love as Dylan Schneider returns to the mound for the Larks. Pumps a fastball in there, is fouled off by Caldwell, and it's 0-1. We are asking Dylan to just please throw strikes, and there's a ground ball to the first baseman. Weiss Fields throws to Schneider, covering in time, and there's one away. Here at the bottom of the 7th, the Dodge City Great Men game just did go final. Dodge did in fact fall, so the Larks will control second place in the Jayhawk League after tonight. Cole Bergdahl will hit now, the shortstop. Ball one from Dylan Schneider. Works here in the 7th, replaced Jake Norton with 2 outs in the 5th inning as Bergdahl swings through Schneider's 1-0, and the count is even at 1. 13 runs on 14 hits for the Larks tonight. Still just 1 hit in Game 2 for Oklahoma City. They've had a couple men on, some walks and some hit batters, but really no hits.
Figure it out, Nick.
As Jones is not able to corral the foul tip by Bergdahl, and the count remains 1-2. Here to the 8-hole. There comes the 1-2 pitch to Bergdahl. Swung on and missed. And there are 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. This inning will do it tonight because of the doubleheader. There will be no 8th or 9th. So the Indians are down to their final out of the evening. Another pinch hitter for the Indians, Ryan Harrell, will bat here. Takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 to Harrell. Schneider comes set, delivers the pitch. 0-2. Dylan wants to go home. He is not messing around out there. Just fastball, fastball, fastball. Mix in a off-speed, everything fine in the zone. The 0-2, and Harrell will lay off and prevent the game from ending, at least for one more pitch. Here comes the 1-2. Fouled out of play over the Larks dugout, and the count will remain a ball and 2 strikes to the 9-hole hitter for the Indians. Larks will be back here tomorrow night, regular time, 7 o'clock, for the 4th and final game as Schneider strikes out Harrell, and that is the ball game. Larks take Game 2 of the doubleheader tonight by a final score of 13-0. The Larks improve to 14-6 overall, 14-5 in the Jayhawk League. They own sole possession of second place now after the doubleheader sweep. Winning pitcher in Game 2 is Jake Norton. He improves to 1-2 on the season. 4 2/3 innings pitched. He gives up 1 hit, no runs, a few walks. He strikes out 6 batters. Losing pitcher for the Indians is Corbin Volman. Larks will be back here tomorrow night, 4th and final game at 7 p.m. We will have the coverage for you on HayesLarks.org. Hope everybody has a good rest of the evening and that you can join us again tomorrow. Once again, Larks win Game 2, 13-0. Good night from Oklahoma City.